I woke up one morning. I was actually coming out of a cold, I believe, and I put on that first patch at 9 a.m. And in about 15 minutes, all of the tissue around my neck and down into my traps all started to just kind of melt. And so that inflammation and that gathering and bunching of the tissues just kind of went away. And not only that, I felt this wonderful, clean and light ramp of energy through the day. It was never jittery or anything. It was just very welcoming. And then that night, I slept a whole night through for the first time in many months. I had been suffering from insomnia and trying everything, melatonin and sleeping with ambient music. And so I was getting tolerant, I guess you could say, to other things. And so X39 helped me get a great night's sleep. Not only that, I did not wake up that night to go to the restroom at this repetitive, I had a pattern of going at 1 or 2 a.m. And I'm a Qigong instructor, and that's energy work and light work. And through Qigong studies, I found that during 11 p.m., from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., our gallbladder is healing. And so what that told me was, okay, now I'm not getting up at that time. So X39 was more than likely repairing some stagnant gallbladder issue that I had. Other than that, the better sleep and the pain, I mean, the pain alone would have been enough for me to keep on these patches, but I was starting to feel all these other wonderful things. So by month two, I started to feel some emotional releases happening. A little bit of anger release here and there. And I called Sean up and I mentioned it to her, and she just said, hey, keep on the patches. This is something that you need to go through. It's a process. And there's no way I was sitting them down because they were already helping me with so many other things. But I was like, yeah, I just wanted to kind of take note of that. And then by month three, it was like, month two was kind of this emotional roller coaster. And then month three, it just kind of leveled out so I could just kind of glide. And I got to a state of what I would call bliss, where things that normally wouldn't make me angry, I had all this good clean energy, and I just didn't feel like being angry. I was like, this energy is better served somewhere else. And so things just kind of melted off of me, and it was really beautiful. And Sean and I took note of that as well. And I remember you were kind of going through, there were several of us who were commenting that we were kind of in a blissful state, and it's been very beautiful. Well, then month three going into 4, I started to notice that my hair was thickening. It was probably a third of this thickness like 6 months ago. And it was just age, just getting older, just hair thinning out, and the curl has come back, and my graying process has slowed down. And not only that, my nails started to grow quicker, and I started to get new growth, or new lip on the outside here. And so I was putting on lipstick, and then I would go and look in the mirror, and I'd be like, oh, I have new lip. I gotta go put my lipstick on. And so and then just a little notice of de-wrinkle. Sometimes I like to wear X39 if I'm not around anybody on the weekend. I might just put it on my third eye and get a little Botox, if you will, a little lift. But now at this point, I've still on it, been on them since November, I believe. And I think with COVID, I've been going through some more emotional releases, but I've just been, clinging to my patches. And so I guess I should mention, with the pain, I'm sure everybody wants to know, like, how, what all this pain is. And so I grew up as a dancer, and point ballet and tap, and I was always up on my toes, and my dominant side is my right side, and I just had a weak left ankle, and so I would roll it, and I have a good amount of tissue damage in my left ankle, and I think it'll always be with me. And so there's that. And then in 2008, I was snow skiing, and I fell a few times. And every time I fell, I would fall on my right hip and my piriformis muscle. And so my piriformis muscle has just been really extremely tight all these years. And as our body being all connected, and I'm also a fascia stretch practitioner, so I know what's going on with that tissue there and the collagen that's being put around it to protect that area. And so I needed something to release all that. And so that's what's led me to all the different practices I do. But when I found the patches, X39, it being phototherapy and reflecting our infrared light, and that stuff that I focus on in Qigong, and them having a frequency, it just was so hand in hand with everything that I'm already doing. And I was just like, yes, like this just makes sense. And so if, when I think of my body, I see my left ankle turns out, and then you come up some, and because I have this hip and piriformis, my pelvis has shifted forward, and so I'm constantly compensating for all these different turns. And so then it came into my spine, and I got some scoliosis, and then it comes up here, and it just almost like the early stages of, I guess, probably tendonitis. And also in fascia stretch, I have big legs on me sometimes, and I say, okay, give me a little push or resistance, and sometimes people just can't help it and step on the gas. And so it's also a part of my job. So I needed something, because I spend all of my money basically on body work, and so I needed something that, I'm getting these patches at $3.33 a patch. And so I'm like, finally I have something that I can just put on, and all that tissue melts and everything. I just feel like, okay, I can go to work, I can get through my day. And it was that quick. Within 15 minutes, all of that just eases, and it can be in the back of my mind, and I can go on about my day.